Hey there. Sorry here. So I've got one more rank 1 clear up my sleeve for this current Clash of Wills. You know, wanted to get this in before the next week's content begins because we've got a lot coming up. And so we'll probably be busy working on that stuff to get content on that out to you guys next week. But yeah, I wanted to do this one because I've already done one clear with Wondrous Flash Lightning. You know, that one's pretty straightforward. You know, lots of swappable units in there using Lightning as the leader. But, you know, I wanted to do one without her. And Elena is, you know, the next best leader. Arguably, I would say Elena is probably still the best leader for Clash of Wills just because her tag hits all the Clash of Wills units. It's got a much bigger spread of units, a much bigger umbrella. And so, you know, a much better selection of units to bring into this fight. Like, you know, I can bring Flaring Ether Rain to this fight because he fits under the leader skill, which is really nice. And Flaring Ether Rain is still extremely strong in Clash of Wills. And you know, also just to prove that, hey, you know, Elena, you know, while Lightning has a objectively stronger leader skill with the 900% attack and mag leader over a 750, it's really not that big of a difference between 750 and 900. So don't feel like, you know, oh, I just pulled an Elena and now I've been power crept with Lightning. It's really not that big of a creep, and Elena is still very, very good as a solid leader for your team. So I'm bringing her in. I'm even going to use her as a tank. She's arguably not the best tank option for this fight because she is a bit squishy since none of her mitigations line up, but if you do it right and you provide the proper external support and sort of follow the rotation that I'm going to lay out for you, she should survive this fight. The plan is to kill the boss on turn 11. So that we only have one instance of zombie that we have to deal with. That is the hope. We'll see how that works for us. Hopefully it all works out, and we'll see. So let's get in there, make sure we get our rank 1, and then I will show you the gear at the end. Okay. So, first things first, we're going to have Nora imbue everybody with Lightning. We're going to do Living for 2. This is really just for the morale fill. That's all I care about. I don't care about the rest of the stuff on there. Esoteric Lightning for the Imperil, and then Magic Entrapment for the Imperil Field. Okay. Rain is going to do, he's going to start with Aldor Leader. It just does a full buff for the party. That's mostly for Elena, just to help her get back on her feet. Then double Pulverizing Force. Kaito starts in normal form with the Empress's Rod for the turn 1 morale fill. He'll spend the rest of the fight in his Brave Shift form unless he dies. Alright, he'll do Crashing Wave, Double Deep Submersion. And then Malphasy is just going to do Quad Rapid Peck because it does morale fill every time. So that's, you know, a free 800 morale every turn, which is nice. So just going to do that. We are going to kind of flip-flop elements on this one. The nice thing about bringing Malphasy on this team is that we can actually go back and forth between Lightning and Wind. So we're going to start with Lightning for the first burst, and then we're going to do a segment of Wind, where we're going to use Wind element for a few turns to do another burst, and then we're going to finish the fight on Lightning again. So I really like this team. It was really fun coming up with this one, and I loved getting to go like back and forth and switching back and forth between the elements. It was a lot of fun. So I enjoyed this one. All right, so we're going to go ahead and send those 3. All right, now Elena can come back to normal. I started her in Brave Shift form because I gave her Renora's STMR, which has it has undispellable machine mitigation that lasts basically until she dies. It's only 10%, and it's the only piece of gear that I have and that I know of that has mitigations for this for the races on this boss. If you know of any other gear or anything that provides mitigations for dragons or reapers, definitely let me know in the comments below. That would be very, very helpful. But yeah, no, this is the only piece of gear that I I could find in my inventory that did any mitigations for this boss. All right, so in normal form, she's going to do Celestial Guard. This is her Omni cover with the 90% general mitigation, and then double Curaga. Okay, this should get her back up to, you know, somewhere around 25,000 HP. Okay, 21, that's perfect. Sylvie is now going to do Compassionate Knight. We are saving Burgeoning Defense for much later in the fight, as you will see. So don't accidentally use it now. You need to save that. We're going to use that on turn 8. Elemental Vines, and then Paladin's Resolve for some regens. Okay, so this should be enough that Elena will survive the first turn. First turn is very, very dangerous for magic tanks. It hits quite hard right out of the gate. But I've never had Elena die using this strategy. Okay, so she's never died on the first turn. I have given her two different forms of guts, which I'll show you in the gear later on. So if your Elena's a little squishier, she should still survive that first turn. Okay, now Elena needs to put up her regular magic cover. Okay, she'll do with this power for the 200% dark buff, and then Shining Protection. We want her to provoke, because we're actually going to use the boss to heal Elena back to full. And I'll show you how we do that in just a second. All right, Sylvie's going to do Bold Egg Basket for the Lightning Imbue with the higher amp, Elemental Petals for the Lightning buff, and then another Paladin's Resolve just so we have some extra regen. Okay, Malphase is just going to do another Quad Rapid Peck. All right. Oh, no, she's not. How have I forgotten already? She's going to do triple Rapid Peck and then Strong Headwinds. And this is what's going to heal Elena back up. So it's going to imbue everybody with wind, including the boss. And then it's going to give us HP Restore. Or it's going to give us Wind Absorb. So when the boss does those 2 single target physicals on this turn, Elena is going to get hit by them, but since the boss is imbued with wind and she absorbs it, it's going to heal her instead of kill her. All right, and you want to save that for the end. So that's why we're doing triple Bolting Strike and then, some ability at the end. All right, so that we're still hitting the boss with lightning first, and then we do the Wind Imbue. All right. Kaito will do Torrential Downpour for the killers, Deadly Stream, Natural Flux for the breaks. Rain will do triple Pulverizing Force. Okay, so we'll start with Kaito and then send, and then send the rest of our chainers. Okay, see how we do. Should do like 5 or 6%, I think. Yeah, just some chip damage there. So you see we're already almost to 200% morale. Morale is much easier to build with this team. And there you go. There's the boss healing Elena back to full. Thank you so much. All right. On this turn, okay, Elena is going to do, we'll do Crystal Echo to set up the field. Benediction, or her cover again because it does some morale fill, and then Sanctuary because that also does morale fill. All right, so on this turn, Sylvie needs to start the lightning ramp. So Marion's Blessing Lightning. Okay, and then we can just do Double Cheerful for morale fill. Okay, on this turn, Malphase will again just do Quad Rapid Peck. Nora will do Quad Enigma Wave. All right, and Kaito can just do triple Deep Submersion. Rain does triple Pulverizing Force. And yeah, we should be good to go there. Okay, we'll go ahead and do the Defense and Spirit buff and the Attack and Mag buff. Okay, and yep, should be good to go. Make sure, yep, we've got everything in place. Excellent. And this should do at least like 10% off the boss's health, at least 1 billion damage here. The idea is we want to, slowly chip our way down to a very comfortable point where we can push the 50% threshold. Okay, so see, so far Elena's doing just fine. No issues. Okay. Now on this turn, Elena actually wants to guard because this is going to be a very dangerous turn for her since she only has 75% general and 75% magic mitigation. She needs to guard on this turn. Okay, it's very important or else she will almost certainly die. You also need to dispel the boss's attack and mag buff or else she will she'll still die. Even guarding, she will die. So we're going to do Not So Fast with Sylvie. I've got your back on Nora because Nora's about to use her SLB and we want to refill so she can go next turn. And then we're going to save Paladin's Defense. We don't need that yet. We'll just do another Cheerful Paladin Strike. Okay, so Nora will go ahead and do her SLB. If your Nora is EX3, you can potentially set up and do your burst on turn 4, but I would still recommend holding off and doing following this strategy because it's better to push the threshold on turn 5 because that means one less zombie you have to deal with. If you push the threshold on turn 4, then the boss is going to zombie you on turn 5. And, you know, that can be a pain, a real pain in the butt. Okay. Malphasie on this turn is going to shift because we're going to get prepared for our burst next turn. She's going to do double Rapid Peck. And then come down and do Skilled Scavengers for the mod boost to her LB. Notice that it is undispellable, which is very important because the boss is going to dispel us after we push the threshold, but her mod boost is not dispellable, so you don't have to worry about that. And then end with Dreams of Flying, which does the mag store for her. Okay, Kaito, he's just going to re-up. Actually, I tell you what we'll do. Yeah, no, we'll re-up with Torrential Downpour, Deadly Stream, Natural Flux, just to re-up our killers and breaks. And Rain just does what Rain does. He's going to be doing triple Pulverizing Force pretty much the whole fight. That's, you know, what he does. Don't forget the attack and mag buff. Okay. And I think that's it. I think that's all we need to do. We'll go ahead and do Sylvie. We'll guard Elena. And should be good to go. Just double checking myself. Yep. I think we're good. And this should put us like below 75%. Yeah, 73. Perfect. I think as long as you're like around 75, you should still be able to push the 50% threshold on this turn. All right, so you see how dangerous that turn is for her. If she hadn't been guarding, she would definitely be dead. If we hadn't dispelled the attack and mag buff, she definitely would be dead. So it's like, it's a rough turn. So to get her back on her feet, we're gonna go ahead and summon Lakshmi. And that's gonna fully restore her health so that she's ready to go for after the, what am I thinking? After the threshold. All right, so this boss is, what's it doing? Why won't you show me? Why does he still have an attack and mag buff? Anyways, did he reapply that? He must have. Oh yeah, because he does it every 3 turns and then he does it at the end of that turn. That's right. Okay, but that doesn't really matter. So Sylvie on this turn is going to do her Brace Shifted LB for the mod boosts. Triple Pulverizing, LB, LB, LB. All right. So, yeah, we'll send Malphasie and Nora and Kaito first, and then followed by Rain shortly thereafter. This should comfortably put us at the threshold without issue. There you go. Yep. And, you know, you may not hit the damage cap on this turn. That's not important. We're going to hit the damage cap for sure next turn. And so the only thing that's important on turn 5 is that you push 50%. Doesn't matter if you hit the damage cap or not. All right, Kaito, so we've been fully dispelled. Boss has dispelled himself. He's put up undispellable full buff. We're going to get rid of that with Kaito. Kaito re-ups our killers. Unpredictable Tide to roll back all the buffs, and then Crashing Wave for the breaks. Okay. Alright, so there you go. Boss is taken care of. The only thing Elena has to do on this turn is cover, because the boss is going to do some elemental magic damage and then a big morale fill, and that's pretty much it. It's a very tame turn, which is nice. Okay, very easy, and Elena has all of her elemental resists buffed, or she will in just a second with Sylvie. So we do Compassionate Night. We'll do Elemental Vines for magic mitigation, Elemental Petals for physical mitigation. Okay. Nora, on this turn, what do I have her do on this turn? I think I just have her, yeah, just do Quad Enigma. So we're actually going to shift to Wind element. So we're going to do Strong Tailwinds, As the Crow Flies for the Imperil, Murderous Mob for the Imperil Field, and Fleetwing Flyers, which does her 150 amp and mag store, because Malphasey only has 2 turns left on her trance shift, so she has to do her big burst next turn. Okay? So Rain is going to save the day with Grace of Will. I love this skill. It's one of the reasons why Rain is still one of the best Clash of Wills units. It basically takes care of everything that was dispelled off of us, which is fantastic. And then double Pulverizing Force. Okay. So we'll go ahead and send Malphasey. We'll do Elena and Sylvie. We'll do our attack and mag buffs. Okay, and then yeah, we'll just send Rain and Nora. They'll do just a little chaining. It's not going to do any like significant damage here. Yeah, 5%. But it's better than nothing, you know. I mean, if you come to the end and you're like 400 million short, you know, because you didn't do any chaining on this turn, you know, you'll be kicking yourself, right? Okay. On this turn, it's important that Elena does Celestial Guard. With this power, I'll protect you. And then she can just do another bar of Blizzaja for Sylvie. All right. We're still not using Burgeoning Defense. All right. We're not using that yet. Okay, what we're going to do here, we're going to just do triple Clever Paladin Strike. This is going to help fill up Sylvie's LB. It's also going to help with some chaining. Okay, so we're just going to do Deadly Stream, Natural Flux, Deep Submersion. Rain does triple Pulverizing. We do LB and LB. Okay, and yep, that should take care of us. I'll go ahead and send Elena. Okay, so I'm going to send Kaito and Sylvie first to make sure all of our breaks are in place. Before I forget, let's do attack and mag buffs. Okay, and then and then Rain. Sorry, we'll do Kaito and Sylvie first. Ramp up the chain. Send Malphasey and Nora, and then Rain. Okay, and this one should do like 3 billion or more. This should be a pretty significant burst of damage here. Yeah. Yeah, very nice. 3.2. Nice. All right, so you see, thanks to that 90% general mitigation, Elena was all good on that turn. All right, turn 8. It's now time to do the... it's now time to do the Burgeoning Defense, okay? Because the boss on this turn, he's going to start his turn with an attack and mag buff. He's then going to proceed to do a lot of damage, a lot of magic, AoE magic damage. And Elena needs to be prepared for that. The boss is also going to do the magic damage over time after applying the attack and mag buff, which means that's going to hurt our party pretty significantly if we don't account for that. So Burgeoning Defense is going to help us get, survive the damage over time for the party. Also going to help Elena survive as well. All right, so Burgeoning Defense. We're going to do Compassionate Knight for a little bit of extra heal. Some extra heals on Elena. And then Paladin's Defense. Very important that you do Paladin's Defense for the Mirage, because Sylvie is going to provoke the single target physicals, which would otherwise land on probably Elena and kill her. All right, and so you got to make sure that you are provoking those with Sylvie with passive provoke, and then make sure that Sylvie is miraging them, because otherwise Sylvie will die. All right, let's do that. Bridging Defense, very good. All right, now even with 85% general mitigation and 75% magic mitigation, there is a good chance Elena will die. Okay, so Elena must guard on this turn if you want her to survive. I'm also going to do the HP and MP refill. I know it's not much, but it's better than nothing. All right, Elena guards, and you just pray. All right. So yeah, I think we should be good there. Okay. Triple pulverizing. We should still have all of our killers, right? Yep. Okay, so he's just gonna do triple deep submersion. All right, so Malphasia is now in normal form, but that's okay. She's just gonna chain. Even though Nora's SLB is ready, we're not gonna use it this turn. We're just gonna chain. We're gonna use it next turn, okay? Because then we're going to set up for a big burst on turn 11. Don't forget Defense and Spirit and Attack and Mag. Okay. And this should hopefully put us well below 50%, again putting us in good position to hopefully finish the fight by turn 11. And yeah, we'll just see how it goes. Boss should be... Come on, show me what I want to see. Yep. All right, so boss should be good to go there. And yeah. All right. So now we just have to hope and pray that Elena rolls for a high cover mitigation, because if she rolls low cover mitigation, there is a chance she will die on this turn. This is probably the only turn where RNG can really screw you. Hopefully it doesn't. We'll find out. We'll find out. Nice, nice. That's a good burst. Yeah, 1.8, looking good. Because we all had the 100% wind amp on that turn. All right. All right, there's the two physicals. So now, moment of truth. Okay. So the zombie landed on rain, but we honestly don't care. We are going to finish the fight. And yeah, we don't care. The zombie can honestly land on anybody, so we don't have any counters on Sylvie. Sylvie does not have any Blizzard Orbs, so she's not going to counter and accidentally kill anybody. All right, so now we are in good shape to finish out this fight. So Sylvie is going to come down and do Not So Fast. We got to get rid of the Attack and Mag buff. Marion's Blessing Lightning to start a new lightning ramp. And what else do we want to do here? What should we do here? Maybe Cheerful Paladin for morale fill. All right. Just double checking. Come on. Yep. Okay. So that should be good there, because we're going to switch back to lightning now. Okay, because we've used up our one our wind ramp. All right, you only get one of those, but we have another lightning one, so let's use it. All right, so on this turn, Elena will just re-up her cover. We'll do Shelga to make sure everybody has magic mitigation still, because I think Sylvie's might wear off next turn. Maybe not. I don't really remember. And then we'll do Sanctuary of Azure Crystal just for morale fill. Nora will do her SLB. Okay. We'll just do some chaining. 2, 3. I don't think she needs to do anything else. No. So we'll just do a quad rapid peck for morale fill. We need to re-up our killers. And we'll re-up our brakes so that we're good to go there. Rain just does what rain does. All right, we'll go ahead and do our attack and mag buffs. Okay, and yep, Elena should be good because if you remember on this turn, the boss is just going to do the elemental, the AoE elemental magic attack, followed by some morale fill. Elena's got all of her elemental resist covered, so she is good to go. Okay. Now, we're not going to try and like heal her up because since Rain does have zombie, if we try to do any kind of healing, then he will most certainly die. We don't want that to happen. He's pretty crucial for finishing out the fight. All right, let's do it. Okay. Nice little chip damage. Next turn we should get put ourselves in good position to finish out the fight. Okay, so I'm going to have Elena guard on this turn, okay, just to make sure that there's a chance she might die, but she probably won't. I think she'll still survive this turn, and then she can help us chain up on our final burst turn next turn. Okay, Sylvie, just double checking. Yeah, so the boss does that. So that's where Kaito comes in with his LB, which does a perfect dispel. Here we're gonna do. All right, we'll do Esoteric, Conqueror of Machines, Magic Entrapment, and then end with Tormented Torment, which does her 150 amp and mag store. All right, Malphasi is going to do Triple Rapid Peck and then end with Dreams of Flying for the mag store because next turn she'll shift and do her Brace Shifted LB. And Rain just does what Rain does. Nothing to it. Okay, so I think on this turn, I think I just have Sylvie chain with Kaito to kind of ramp up the chain. All right, let's go ahead and send Nora so that we've, fully replaced all of our fields and everything, and we're like officially swapped over to Lightning. Let's not forget Defense and Spirit buffs to make sure Elena survives. So, and the attack and mag buffs. Just going to check her resists. Yep, she's all good. Perfect. All right, so yeah, Elena will guard again this turn. So Kaito in normal form goes first to dispel the boss's resistance buffs. All right, and then send Rain and Malphasi. Okay. Yep, I think we're good. Man, I hope I'm not forgetting something. This is like, it's down to the wire here. I just know I'm forgetting something, right? Okay. Perfect. So you see that damage over time almost killed Malphasi, but don't worry, we do have a form of guts on our Malphasi so that she doesn't die. Okay, so now Malphasi can shift and do her Brave Shifted LB, which is considerably stronger. It won't have the mod boost, but we do have Nora, who provided a mod boost, plus we're going to do Sylvie's Brave Shifted LB here. All right, so I think all that together should be enough. Okay, so yeah, we have all of our buffs. We're just going to do triple deep submersion. Pretty sure the boss, yep. So the boss should be good. We should have our full, full lightning imperil. We have our 100% amp. Okay, all of our killers are looking good. Yeah, the only thing we're missing is a dedicated Reaper killer, but that's it is what it is, right? You do what you do. All right, so the hope here is that we kill this thing. If we don't, we are kind of screwed. I'm not gonna lie, we're a little screwed. So this team is kind of tight on the damage, and you got to be able to put out the damage needed, and you have to have the units that are strong enough to do it. But yeah, if you have the team and the gear that I'm going to show you, you should be able to get this one done just the way that I'm showing you here. So I'll start with Malphasi, Nora, and Elena, and then do Kaito and Rain. Okay? Or should I do Rain and Kaito first? No, because Rain's still probably... it's all right. It doesn't matter. The chain's going to ramp so fast, it doesn't really matter. Okay. So I'll do Malphasi, Nora, Elena, Kaito, and then Kaito and Rain. Yep, that's what I want to do. And there you go. So from 25%, what is that? You need to do 2.5 billion? Okay, you did 2.7, nice. All right. So there you go. So there's a rank 1 clear with no Wondrous Flash Lightning. Okay, no Ellesperis, no Melissa. All right, there you go, rank 1. And there it is. I told you Flaring Ether Rain was going to to tear it up, and he does. I mean, he just constantly putting out massive damage. Malphasi, of course, being super strong as well. And Nora, hopefully on that last burst, hopefully Nora did all right on that last burst. Otherwise, she was mostly just there for the chaining and the lightning support. And then yeah, Kaito just doing Kaito things. And yeah, Elena obviously not there to deal damage. She's there mostly just to keep the team alive and be a chain slave. All right. So there you go. Rank 1, once again. That one was pretty fun. So let's show you the gear. I'll turn on the Elemental Resist mod just so you can see what that looks like. So Sylvie, the only difference between this one and my previous clear is that I took out the Blizzard Orbs because we don't want her to accidentally kill somebody on the zombie turn. So she just gets, a full spirit, full on spirit bulk. I threw on a couple of forms of guts just in case things go south and I needed her to survive. So this comes from the Final Fantasy 13 event, comes with a guts as long as your HP is over 30%. Chocobo Feather, another great source of guts for when your HP is above 1%. Midsummer Boater, okay, another form, 5%. So Sylvia actually has 3 different forms of guts. That's probably overkill, but I figured I'd just show you some different gear. But Sylvie's one of those people you definitely want to survive. Perfect Provocation, there just so she passive provokes on the turns where we need her to. She's wearing Melissa's Vision card, which even if you don't have Melissa, you can still get this from the Vision card shop. 400 morale per turn, you definitely can't say no to that. Okay, same in her Brave Shift form, exact same gear. Okay. All right. Elena is just built for bulk in her normal form. All right, straight up, just as much bulk as we can throw on there. Prophet's Diadem is great because that increases her MP significantly, so that she doesn't have any MP issues. If you don't have that, I would recommend putting on Ash's leg guards in place of Silver Pendant, because that'll, if you put 2 of those on her, that gives her a 60% MP reduction, which is really, really nice and very helpful. Okay. Herba's Boon is there for a form of guts. All right, so Herba's Boon is another great thing. So it gives her 1 stack of guts when your HP is above 1%, and then just a smattering of elemental resists. I gave her this vision card just because it's the best vision card I have for bulking up the HP, because Elena, capping Spirit with Elena is not an issue. You just want to make sure you give her as much HP as possible. So this is the best card I have for HP. It also comes with a stack of guts when your HP is above 30, which is nice. But if you don't have this card, just put a vision card on her that has preferably high Spirit and high HP on it. All right, HP being probably more important than Spirit, to be honest with you. Okay, in her Brave Shift form, the only thing that's necessary is Renora's Conductor's Uniform, because it does this ability, which is active until KO'd, 10% machine mitigation, not dispellable. All right, so that is, it's, every little bit counts when your tank is not really prepared for, this type of fight. Oh yeah, never mind. She's not built for damage, so you don't really need to worry about building her for damage. Don't even try. So Nora, being an SLB unit can sometimes be tough to build her, but this is what I used for my Nora. So she has 1 STMR. I gave her a copy of Malphase's STMR, because that's the other best possible equip for her. And if you don't have that, just use like Cacteria's STMR or like Emir's Gauntlet or something. And then just a bunch of high mag gear. Blessed Talisman is nice from the Final Fantasy XIII Vision World, because it does some TDW if you need it for her. And then just filling out her killers as much as possible. I gave her the Moonlit Night Parade card because it does have some Dragon Killer on it, and it's the high, it's got a really high mag on it, which is nice. And it's just filling out her killers and LB damage. She is full on LB damage. Her killers are 300 machine, 250 dragon, 250 reaper. So, not quite capped on everything, but that's fine. It does well enough. Rain, you noticed he never went to his Brave Shift form. All right, we never needed it. You could potentially go into his Brave Shift form if you wanted to use the 40% Sword Imperil. The only problem with it is that it only lasts for 3 turns. But if you really needed it, say to like finish the fight on that last turn, on turn 11, you could potentially set up with that. But then you're losing a turn. You're losing a turn of him doing solid damage with his pulverizing force. So I don't think it's worth it. I really don't think it's worth it. Like 2 turns of pulverizing force with a 25% Sword Imperil equals more damage than 1 turn of pulverizing force with a 40% Sword Imperil. You see what I'm saying? So, Kaito provides a Sword Imperil. 25% is more than enough. So just stick to his normal form and go. All right. He obviously gets a lot of my best gear because he is going to be carrying the load on this one. Being a premium unit, he is easy to get all the killers, which is nice. I put an Herba's Boon on him for guts. Again, that's there just in case like everything goes south and like Elena dies and the party takes like 1 AoE magic attack or something like that on turn 10. It's a safety net just in case, to make sure your party survives so they can still kill the boss on turn 11. So that's why it's there. We didn't actually need it in this clear, but it's there if you do need it. Obviously he has his own vision card because he's EX3. If yours is not EX3, just put the best vision card you have on him. Okay. And so he is 300 Dragon, Machine, and Reaper. And that's all you have to worry about. He's super easy to build. I love him. He's a great unit. Kaito in his normal form, he does have some guts as well. He's got honorable rod art so that he can wield the Empress's rod for that turn 1 morale fill, which is really nice. Where is it? There it is. High Spirits Plus. All right. Treasure Memorial Ring does the same thing. I think it's like 600 morale. Yep. All right. In his Brave Shift form, you can try and build him for some damage, but his damage is pretty insignificant. But it could be the difference between you getting across the line. Wilk's card is here primarily for the morale fill. If you don't have it, I would honestly put another Melissa vision card on him, so that he's providing some morale for the party. That's honestly more important than his damage. 300 machine dragon, 225 reaper, 350 LB damage. So yeah, and even then he's not really doing much damage. Okay. Malphase. She has 2 of her own STMRs. Again, if you don't have 2 of them, you know, Cacteria STMR or Emir Gauntlet in the other hand. She gets the rest of the Clash gear with the Ruler's Regalia and Magister's Ring. Obviously, Magister's could be an Emperor's Ring for the flat stats instead. I don't feel like going through the trouble of converting my rings to Emperors, but you could do Emperors since she doesn't really need it. Same with Rain, since they're dual wield units, they already have the 8x chain cap innately, so they don't need any chain cap boost. So both of those could be Emperor's Rings if you wanted to EP them out a little bit more. So then otherwise just high mag gear in this form. So in this form she's only chaining. She's not using her LB in her normal form at all. She's just using chaining, so just, you know, get her as much mag and killers as you can. Herba's Boon is there. Again, this is a safety measure just in case we need her to survive on turn 10, because I've had it happen once where, you know, Elena died for some reason on turn 10 and the party got hit with an AoE magic attack, and having the guts kind of saved the clear. Otherwise, you just want to try and get her as high on the killers as you can. So 300 dragon, 225 machine, 250 reaper. I probably could have done better on the machine killer, but as you can see, it was enough to get across the line. This is the vision card you get for getting your Elena to EX3. If you don't have it, just put the best vision card you have for her in this slot. In Brave Shift form. Okay, pretty much the same gear here, but the killers, we max out those killers here. 300 Dragon Machine Reaper, 300 LB damage. You want to make sure LB damage is covered, because she does use her LB in this form for maximum damage. All right, and that's it. Yeah, so that's how we get it done with no Wondrous Flash Lightning, no Melissa, no Ellesperis. This team gets it done for you. So if you have the team, the units, the gear, go get your rank 1. All right, thank you guys so much for following me, and I will see you on the other side.